Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shogun 2. I have with you now a battle replay. I was able to pull the replays actually off of my laptop and plop them into the appropriate folder on my new desktop, and now I'm able to show them to you. So we have Deadly Canuck, my alliance against the god of misspelt words. Um, and this one is a fairly interesting one. Uh, to be blunt, it wasn't much of a fight, but it wasn't much of a fight because of a couple of maneuvers that I was able to successfully pull off on the god of conquest that he did not counter. And in his defense, it does appear that he was a fairly new player, as he does not have a whole lot of veterans. His general is only 3 chevrons, so he certainly was a bit of a new player. So let this battle be more of a testament um, to the importance of strategy. I mean, yes, his units are outclassed by quite a bit because of the chevronage that I have on my veterans. This Naginata is 7, this one is 6, this Katana Sam is 6, and as is that, and then my general is of course 6, and then of course I've got 2 great guards, which he simply does not have, but he does outnumber me greatly in cavalry. Over here he's got 2 Naginata warrior monk halves. I think maybe even 3 and a light cav, or 2 light cav and 2 Naginata warrior monks. I think that's how it goes. And he starts creeping them behind my lines. The important thing to consider, I think this was a 10,000, must have been a 10,000 Koku battle. When I look at this army, there's 3,000 Koku missing, right? And so these units are hidden from him. I've hidden $3,000 worth of cavalry, essentially. So he has to know. And when you get experience in a game like this, you'll know that, hey, there's a large chunk of this army that I'm not seeing. That's because I've hidden them. I'm not 100% sure if he was aware that there was going to be some units in the forest. He might not have quite anticipated the skill level of said units, but you'll see what happens in a moment. I have set up a fairly defensive position around this shrine, mostly because I'm not 100% sure what he's doing with these units. If he does get past me, then I want to be able to defend myself and not leave myself too open. The second reason I'm doing the sort of noob box technique, even though it's not really a noob box, is because, hey, he outnumbers me a lot. The one way to really beat down on a unit of on a army of veterans is to outflank them. And so if I take away my flank, if I deny this flank with a building and deny this other flank with a unit, then that's not going to happen. What we missed there while I was talking about that is basically he walked his units up and I got 2 massive charges down. I just charged at the last minute with my Great Guard. Really unfortunate that I missed it, but yeah, it wasn't too. Yeah, I think you probably saw it coming. I move in the nearby Naginata to help out, but by the time they even get there, he obviously did not click an attack order in time, and the Great Guard have such a major charge boost that they just totally wiped out his units. So I continue to pursue them. I pursue this one for a little while, and then I turn around and start to help out on that fight again. He's moved up his bow Ashugaru, so his bow peasants, and they're having a skirmish fight with my, I think, not so cheap bow samurai. So there's a little bit of a skirmisher fight going. We'll get a few close-ups, why not, of his men meeting a couple not so cheap arrows. We have mopped up one remaining cav unit, and then there was a cav unit that turned around and stopped routing over there, but I can't see it. One thing I notice is that while while this skirmisher fight is going on, he doesn't appear to have spearmen uh, immediately nearby. And so I thought, just for the heck of it, I'm going to attack his missile units and see what he does. We do reveal a warrior nun unit there, but he doesn't move his bows out of the charge range of my Great Guard in time, and he doesn't click any reinforcement orders with his swordsman. I think what was happening, as you can see that this unit appeared back there. I think he was over there controlling that, sending that back into a relevant area of the field when I clicked those attack orders, and he didn't notice until the last second there. It's really hard to micromanage, especially when you're looking at two different locations on the battlefield. So I pull back my units as soon as he starts to move in with other melee units. This one got pulled out further, so I went back to kill it, and then my other Great Guard I sent to mop up this light cav, who again is stuck getting charged without having an attack order clicked for it, and so it just gets devastated almost immediately. He then starts to push forward in assault in a little bit of desperation at this point. But I mean, he does want to get engaged. What he could have done differently, and I don't say this to be mean. I'm just saying this to give a little bit of a pointer to anybody else. Like, you see how he outnumbers me in sheer volume, but he bunches up. And so what that means is that because he's bunched up, my guys aren't getting flanked. They're not getting any penalties for being flanked, and they're gonna beat him on one-on-one simply because they've got so much experience. I move this Naginata Samurai around to meet his attendant. I see that he's sort of snucked another Naginata attendant up here. They have bonus versus cavalry, so what I do is I dismount my general, and then I just sort of keep an eye on him to make sure he doesn't come around behind me. At that point, I had moved this Great Guard and mopped up I believe a missile unit that was shooting out of the forest, and I've started to move this one around. But really, at this point, he was losing the flank because this is a very, very, very dirt cheap unit that's just really a placeholder, and it's up against 7 chevrons on a Naginata Samurai. And then he makes the peculiar decision of charging into an anti-cavalry unit with cavalry, and then I'm able to hammer and anvil him with my Great Guard that was in this forest. And then at this point is when the routing starts to happen for his troops. He tries to get his general out of there. His general's going to take a lot of casualties running away. His units in the main group start to rout. And then at this point, I know the battle's within grasp, even though this is an anti-cavalry unit. I move in this Great Guard anyways and charge it. I mean, a Great Guard should be able to kill a Naginata, a Naginata attendant anyways, simply because it is such a cheap unit, and this is a powerful unit, even though it will get a small bonus against cavalry. But that's about it. I cannot for the life of me find the battle statistics for this fight. However, rest assured, my Great Guard got a lot of kills. And there was a couple of moments where, he may have had, he lost the fight when he lost the cavalry exchange there. So you need to be concerning yourself with what you see and what could be hidden. And then he didn't help himself by bunching himself up. He should have been trying to move around the side and getting some outflanking positions. But regardless, it was a victory. Hopefully you got to see some different tactics if you do decide to play this game in the future. So that's the first online battle that I am sharing with you guys on Shogun 2 Total War. I will see you guys next time. Of course, I say that at the end, and then it does display me the unit statistics screen at the very end. So we'll go through and we'll look at them rather. As you can see, his name used to be Deathseeker. I changed that, of course, to Deadly, as we know. But he didn't really get any action. That's fine. We got a ton of kills with our Great Guard units, and our Naginata units mopped up as well. Um, Down here, his most successful unit was his Nodachi Samurai, and that would have been devastating had he flanked me with it. Would have been absolutely devastating. Um, so a little unfortunate, but at the end of the day, hopefully you learn a couple things. That's the totals, and I will indeed see you guys next time.